Here's the thing. You are selling the solution to a problem. You are helping someone get more of what they want. Okay? And that problem for that person is not going away until they actively solve it. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to The Brand Is You podcast with me, Robyn Savage. I'm really excited to be connecting with you. I hope you're having a really good week. I know that there are so many impossible things going on in the world right now that cannot be ignored. And I just want to acknowledge that. And if you are in a situation, if you are feeling fear, if you are feeling heavy and scared, then I'm with you. You know, I think it's important not to avoid these hard conversations, but to really be here for each other and to open up the space for connection and community and to really normalize checking in on each other and not holding in the fear, because that's when fear gets really toxic. So I'm checking in on you and I really want to know how you are and how you're holding up. And I'm sending you love no matter where you're at, no matter what your situation is. I'm really sending you love. I recently had a conversation with someone who told me that they get blocked when it comes to selling on social media, Instagram in particular. And actually they started this conversation by saying, I don't make sales on Instagram. I don't book clients through Instagram. I don't make any money on Instagram, even though they're active on social media, even though they're present and they show up. So we got into this conversation a little bit, and I thought this is a super relevant conversation to share with you and to have with you, because I know that many of you are the same. You have consistent practices when it comes to social media. You have a regular presence online. You do the posting, you tell the stories, you show up, you add value. And when it comes to sales, they just aren't there. So let's dive into this a little bit, because this is a really nuanced conversation, meaning there are many layers, okay? And so I think it's really important that we first recognize that making sales through Instagram is a practice, okay? I've said it many times before, and I'll say it again, selling is a practice. Yes, it is easier for other people. The same way some people put on a pair of skates and just start skating, and other people take years to learn how to actually skate. Okay, selling is very similar. It is a practice. It will come more naturally for some people, but it is a skill that you can develop over time. So if you're not making a ton of sales naturally and effortlessly right now, then you've got to start practicing to really improve that skill set and get yourself there, right? Get yourself to strengthen the skill of selling so that you can be one of those people who just naturally sells on social media, or who puts on a pair of skates and just rock and rolls, okay? So here's my sort of feedback to this person, okay? If we don't sell online, like if we use social media as a connecting platform, as an engagement platform, as a brand building platform, but we do not sell, we will never make the sale, okay? People are not out there in the world throwing money at people. They need the invitation in order to complete the transaction. So if you do not show clients, if you do not show the world how they can buy from you, they will not buy from you. You've got to be putting the invitation out there. And what is the invitation? Because it's certainly not a card that we open in the mail that says, come to my birthday party, you know? The invitation is a payment link. The invitation is information. The invitation is you saying, hey, here's how I can really help you, and here is the link to book, or here is the link to buy, okay? And without that invitation being made, your audience is not going to further engage. They're not going to go find a link. They're not going to go wander around your social media feed to try and figure out what you do. They're not going to move beyond the initial conversation. They're not going to move beyond the post if you do not tell them where to go next with a very clear call to action. Okay, so what can we do in order to start monetizing our social media feeds? What can we do to start actually booking clients through Instagram? Well, first and foremost, you have to get in the practice of selling your shit. You have to get in the practice of posting the links. And this is a lot easier said than done. It's a lot easier for me to sit here on the other side of the screen behind this microphone and say, just start selling your shit. Just start putting the link out there. There's a few things that have to happen internally for you first, okay? First and foremost, you have to believe that people out there actually want what you're selling. Okay, you have to believe that what you're putting out in the world is a direct service to your soul clients. If you do not believe that you are doing your clients a service by putting the call to action buy button right there for them to click on, then every single time you go to post that call to action button, it is going to feel like you are asking for something from them. Right? It's going to feel like you are requesting that your people buy from you, or that your people support you, or that your people take the action with you. And this is a huge invitation to reframe the act of selling on social media for you, because how I feel, for example, when I sell on social media is like, here's the invitation to the party. Right? Do you want to come or do you not want to come? That part of the equation, the whether you want to come or don't want to come, that is not up to me. It's not my responsibility. It's not my focus. It's not my decision. My responsibility is inviting people to the party, telling them where it is, when it is, how they get there, and what they need to do in order to really enjoy themselves at the party. Bring your bathing suit. It's a pool party. It's on September 5th. Can't wait to see you there. No presents, but we'll have cake, right? There's information. There's a direct invitation. And then my client makes the decision on whether or not that day works for them, that party interests them, and that party is going to give them what they need. Okay, so I want you to reimagine that every single time you share a payment link on your social medias, you're inviting your friends to a party. It is not your responsibility to make the decision. It is not your responsibility to convince them to come. It's not your responsibility to show up for them on that day. It's not your responsibility beyond sharing the payment link. Now, this was huge for me when I really detached myself from the outcome of posting my sales link, okay? When I started to think to myself, all I'm going to do is invite the whole world to come, and then they're going to make the decision whether they want to come or not, it got me off the hook, right? I don't need all of these people to say yes. I just need a few people to say yes, right? I don't need everyone to book me for this. I just need one person to book me for this. Okay, so there's another thing that happens here when we sell on social media. Okay, we stop trying to sell to the whole world. We stop needing every single person who's watching our stories or, going through our feed or on our website. We stop needing every single one of those people to say yes. And we actually shift this mindset to be like, what if just one person says yes? What if just one person books the link? What if just one person books the workshop? And what this does for me is it brings me into my real focus with my messaging, brings me into real focus with the reason why I'm sharing the link. I just want to help one person. I just want that person to say yes, and I just want one person to accept the invitation. I want one person to book this service. I want one person to come to the party. Okay? Now, what happens if one person says yes to coming to the party is that person then inspires other people to come to the party. Like, hey, I'm going to this party on Friday. Want to come? Okay. Or you keep selling, you keep inviting other people to the party. So imagine, okay, if you posted a link every single day to a workshop. Every single day, one person says yes, and you launch the workshop for 20 days. Well, all of a sudden, one person is saying yes to the invitation every single day, and now you have 20 people signed up for your workshop, okay? Where we go wrong is posting a link one time and expecting 20 people to say yes on that very day, okay? It's not necessarily gonna work like that. We feel like we should sell one time and that should be it. But the practice of selling is that, we think we should sell one time and that should be it. But the truth is your friends, your audience, they're busy people. They are constantly bombarded with information. They are being pulled in a million different directions, just like you are. They are being invited to all of these parties, and they see a link once and it probably doesn't even register for them the first time, right? They see your workshop and then they see this other course and this other program and this other product and this other thing that they want. And if the invitation to your party is not in front of them often, then they will accept an invitation to another party. So no, your job is not just to sell once. Your job is to sell often. Your job is to sell regularly. Your job is to put the invitation out there day after day after day so that your audience can decide for themselves whether they're coming or not. But if the invitation isn't there, then you better believe they aren't coming, right? You better believe they're accepting an invitation to something else. Because here's the thing. You are selling the solution to a problem. You are helping someone get more of what they want, okay? And that problem for that person is not going away until they actively solve it. If your link is not right in front of people when they decide to take the action, then they will go find something else in that moment to meet their problem or to solve their problem. Okay, so I'm going to share some examples with you. You all know, if you follow me on Instagram, which you better, but you all know if you follow me on Instagram that I often cut my own hair, okay? Now, here's the reason that I do that. I am terrible at booking appointments. I actually find it super daunting to be booking all of these appointments for myself. And it's the reason that I don't do it, because there's this action there where I need to go online, log into my account, book an appointment. I mean, it sounds so silly, really, but it's a barrier to entry, okay? Now, when I want my hair to be trimmed, I want to trim it. So if the appointment is not readily available, if there's not a link right in front of me to book an appointment, then I'm not doing it. I'm just going to go and I'm going to cut it on my own, okay? Now, another example, if someone decides that they're going to run a marathon and they need a new pair of running shoes and they feel inspired in that moment to start running, there's a Nike store 3 hours away and there's a Reebok store 15 minutes away. Which store do you think they're going to go to? Most people are driven by their impulses and they will find a way to meet their need now. Now, because we live in a world that offers so much instant gratification, we have lost our ability to wait for something. We've lost our patience, right? Amazon Prime delivers tomorrow. You know what I mean? So we can find instant solutions often. So you better believe that that person is driving to the Reebok store to find the shoes that they need to go for the run now. Okay? They don't want to drive 3 hours to go find their shoes, right? We want to meet our needs when we're ready to meet our needs, like today. Today, okay? So your link, when front of mind, when presented often, can be there in that moment when your soul clients decide, now is the time, now is the time, now is the time, okay? This is why so many companies find ways to make their products and their services readily available, okay? Because they know that if they can be the ones who are right there in front of their clients' faces when they decide that they are ready to take an action, that they will be more successful. So when you don't share your links often on social media, you're way less likely to make sales. So you need to get over the fact that you're selling. You need to get over this idea that you're an annoying salesperson on Instagram and everyone's going to see you as this salesy person who's, inauthentic and just trying to make money. You need to get over yourself, okay? Because the truth is, if your link is available to people when they determine that they are ready to buy, then your link is more than likely the one that they will click on. Now, of course, this depends on a lot of other factors. What is the value of your service? Is it meeting their direct needs? Do they like, know, and trust you as a person? Are they ready to buy from you? Have you nurtured your audience? Are you showing up in more ways than just selling? There's a whole equation to this, and I work with my clients a lot on this, but the real truth of the matter is, if you are not putting your sales link in front of your people, then they will not find it and they will not see it in those moments when they are making their decision to invest. Okay? So you've got to be putting that link there. Now, I talked about Nike, and I use Nike a lot in my examples. And, one thing that I really love so much about the Nike brand is just how well they have identified themselves as the kind of go-to athletic brand, okay? I mean, I can't even think about running without imagining a Nike swoosh. So there's this direct correlation between running and Nike, right? So I actually did just recently sign up to run the Vancouver Marathon. Thank you very much. In May. So here's your girl just running across the finish line. We're going to make it happen. And immediately I'm like, need to go buy some Nike running shoes. Now, I have no idea if Nike even makes the best running shoes anymore. I have no idea if Nike is actually the best shoe for my foot. I have no idea what shoe is the best shoe for endurance running. What I do know is that when I get ready to buy my shoes, I'm going to go to the Nike website and I'm going to find the shoe that feels the best right now, and I'm going to order it, and I'm going to get on it right now, okay? So what you can be doing in between your sales is start to build this really clear picture by informing your audience about what it is that you do. If Nike is the athletic brand, then what are you, okay? I am the person that people come to when they want to build their personal brand, when they want to get their work out into the world. There are so many people who follow me who don't work with me for years, but they follow along and they consume my content and they engage and they're there and they're present. And then years later, when they decide, I am ready, I am here for it, I'm building my personal brand, and my sales links are right in front of them, my offers are clear, they know how they can get in my world, they're like, boom, there's the payment link, I'm ready, let's take the action, let's move. So in between sales, your responsibility is to continue to develop your brand, to build a presence, to show people and tell people who you are and what you do, so that when they decide, right? Selling is all about your audience making a decision for themselves, okay? They decide when they're ready. They decide when they've got enough money. They decide when they have enough time and the resources and effort and energy to put into the thing that you're selling. So your job in between these sales is to build that brand reputation for yourself so that when your audience decides they're ready, they know who to come to, right? They know where to go. And then by posting your sales link regularly, they know where to go. They know what action to take, okay? There's no having to figure it out from their side. And this is part of our jobs in building personal brands and businesses, is making it as easy and simple as possible for your soul clients. If you are making your soul clients dig for the payment link, no. Right? We want to put our sales link right in front of their face, not in a let me rub your nose in this kind of way, not in an obnoxious kind of way, but in a really kind way as a gesture of client appreciation. Let me make this easy for you. I know that for myself, going to find a sales link is super annoying. So let me just give this to you. Let me offer it to you. Okay. It's like me going to make myself a coffee in the morning, getting up, trudging to the coffee maker, picking my mug, grinding the beans, making the coffee, doing it to get myself what I want, which eventually happens, versus my husband delivering me a coffee in the morning saying like, hey babe, here's your coffee. Like, fucking amazing. Thank you for giving me exactly what I wanted and needed in this moment. You're the best. So here's a reframe for you, okay? Your soul clients are looking to be served by you. They're looking to be loved up. They're looking to be nourished. They're looking to be fed what they need in order to solve their problems and meet their needs. And when you deliver it to them, oh my gosh, on a silver platter, and you're like, hey, come to my brand style and design workshop if brand style and design is tricky for you. Here's the link. They're like, thank you. I do struggle with brand design. I do struggle with my brand style. And here's the link. You are the best, right? So how can you make the sales process as easy as possible for your soul clients? Well, it certainly starts with sharing the link. It certainly starts with making the sales regularly. Okay, serving your clients often, giving them the opportunity to buy often. And if you have this conversation with yourself regularly where you're like, I'm not making any sales on Instagram, then the question I would ask myself if I were you is, well, how often am I actually selling? If you come to me and say, hey, Rob, I really want help making money online, amazing. Let's do it. Organic online marketing, digital marketing, building your brand message, building the brand style, like let's do it. Let's build the website. Let's write the copy. Let's build out your product suite and offer suite. Amazing. If you do not do anything with the sales links, if you do not put the offers out in the world, if you do not share the pages on your website, if you do not invite people to the party, then there will be no one at the party. So the very first thing I would say to you in this situation or in this circumstance, when you come to me and say, I'm not making any sales online, but I want to, but I've got the brand, but I'm showing up, my first question would be, how often are you actively selling? And if you say, never, well, that's the problem. That's where we want to start, okay? Because if I'm going to run this marathon on May 5th in Vancouver, then I've got to start running, right? I'm never going to cross the finish line if I don't start by putting one foot in front of the other. So if you've got a $20,000 a month income goal, well, guess what your first step is? Sharing your fucking sales link. Hello? Put one foot in front of the other. Make the invitation. Right? It's not enough to just have the website. It's not enough to just have the Instagram feed. Okay? That's like having the running shoes and the running shorts sitting in a drawer, but not actually putting them on, not actually going for the jog. Okay? So if you want to be making more sales, post the link. Yeah? Post the link. Take the action. Stop thinking about it so much as you actually begin to practice it. Okay, do it more often than you feel comfortable with doing. This is how you get better at things, okay? If you're gonna do one push-up, your biceps ain't gonna grow. If you do 10 push-ups today and 20 push-ups tomorrow and 30 push-ups for 10 days, guess what? You're gonna start to get stronger, okay? So posting your sales link once ain't gonna grow your biz. Ain't gonna help you hit that 20K a month income goal, but posting a sales link 3 times a week, and then 4 times a week, and then 5 times a week, 5 times a week, 5 times a week, 5 times a week, that is gonna help you strengthen your sales. That is gonna help you make progress to hit your 20K income goal, okay? But you cannot get there if you do not take the action. And in this case, the action is putting the invitation out there. So my practice, okay, actually, let's talk about this for a second. Let's get comfortable, okay? So my practice in my brand and business is that I go through phases. I call them a maintenance phase and a growth phase, okay? Actually call them maintenance phase and manifestation phase, but you can call your phases whatever you want. During a maintenance phase, I am just maintaining what I've already built. Okay, so I don't have growth goals. I don't have the desire to scale my income or book more clients. I am maintaining. I'm working on my current client projects. I am working on regularly posting. I'm working on maintaining the things that I've already developed, regularly posting my podcasts, regularly sending out my emails. Okay, but when I enter a manifestation phase, I am doing more, or I am doing differently, or I am doing something in a way that is going to manifest something new. Please remember that as long as you continue to do the same things in your life, in your brand, in your business, you are going to continue to get the same results. So as soon as I enter a manifestation phase in my brand and business, it means I am doing something differently because I am desiring different results. Okay? So for you, if you are in a manifestation phase where you are desiring more clients, more money, more people in your community, then you've got to change the action. Okay? So if you are looking to, for example, take your income from $5K a month to $20K a month, what are you going to do about that? You're going to post the sales link more often. You're going to share more information about the offer. You're going to provide more value. You're going to take a different action that's going to actually help you manifest new results. Okay? And I will tell you that if you are in a manifestation phase, particularly desiring more impact, influence, and income, and you are not taking an action to post your sales link more regularly, then the chances that you're going to actually manifest that goal, which means realize it, which means actualize it, which means hold the money in your hand and have the impact in the world, then you are not going to get there until you take this action. So start to strengthen this sales muscle, okay? Start to take the action and trust that as you put your sales link in front of people, they are saying thank you. Thank you, Robyn, for giving me the invitation. Thank you for making this easy for me. Thank you for offering this. Thank you for teaching this. Thank you for giving your gift to the world. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay? You need to reimagine the way that people are receiving your sales. They do not think you're gross. You think you're gross. Okay? They do not think you're annoying. You think you're annoying. They do not get upset when you post a sales link. In fact, if they don't want to see it, how long does it take them to scroll past that Instagram story? This long. Like beep, 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 beep. They're next. Scooted past it because it didn't interest them. No big deal. Okay? But you need to put it there and you need to give them the opportunity to be served by you. Okay? That's my sales rant for today. I hope that this inspires you to take a new action. I hope that this inspires you to reframe what it means to sell online. I sell pretty regularly, okay? I don't even think about it anymore. I post a sales link the same way I post a link to someone else's podcast, the same way I post a picture of me in the woods, the same way I post a silly video of me and my kids. They are all doing different things for my brand. Okay? One is connecting, one is providing value, one is informing, and one is selling. But I do not weight the different actions differently, right? Selling is as easy as posting a story of me in the woods. And the only reason that it feels that way for me is because I've practiced it enough times to normalize it. So normalize selling on your social feed. Normalize showing up and giving people the invitation to buy from you. Normalize the transaction. And as you normalize it, it will start to happen more often. Okay? So start by doing it once and then do it again and then do it again and then do it again and again and again. And over time, you will send me a message one day and you'll be like, oh my gosh, that podcast that you recorded about selling on Instagram, I actually applied it and I did it and I integrated it. And now you'll never believe it, but I make sales on Instagram all the damn time. guess what I'm going to say? I do believe it, because this is how this is how it works, right? This is the process. Okay? Go to the dance class and you'll learn the dance. Post the sales link and you'll make the sales. Put on the skates and you'll learn to skate. I love you. Football coach Robyn signing off here. Okay? Get to work. I'll see you soon. Share this podcast, subscribe on YouTube, do all the things, and keep coming back, because I love you and I love having these conversations with you. It's truly an honor. Take care of yourself in the world. Take care of your loved ones. Check in on each other. Build a really safe, loving community around yourself. And don't forget to ask for help when you need it, okay? I'm always here for you. I hope that you know that. My DMs are always open. My email is always open. If you need a safe space to come and talk or to be held, I am always here for you. And I love you so much. I'll see you next week.